Join TWR in 2023. TWR Monday Madness.
I'm on it. Hey, you know I'm on that though, man. Y'all, come join it. In the traders war room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom. Never gonna quit. Ain't no way we gonna lose.
TWR is your one-stop shop. How'd TWR do today? All right, team. We don't lose very often, but sometimes it just happens, guys. We're going to go ahead and start off with the loss that we took on Roblox. We ended up taking a $24 loss on this. We swung it over the weekend. The bullish sentiment pushing the market today just wasn't having it, so we went ahead and cut the cord on this one quick so that we could roll that capital into something else that was moving and shaking to make some money. And we took a loss on UAL. Man, we swung this over the weekend. The DD, when we got into this trade, was fantastic. However, the bullish sentiment and with the upcoming earnings at the end of the week with airlines just kept pushing the index and making all of the airline stocks move. So we went ahead and cut the cord on this one because better safe than sorry, and we can roll that capital into something else that was moving and shaking. All right, team, enough losers. Let's go ahead and see some of the winners that we had, man, and we had some bangers today. All right, let's start off with our SPY swing. We ended up having one contract left of our 392 call. It expired today. Our entry was 135, and, of course, we trimmed that high last week at 374, but what did it do today? It expired right there at 841, and that gave us a $706 profit, baby. Our Apple trade absolutely destroyed it today. We cut a little bit early, but you know what? No greed. We went ahead and trimmed out and got up at $120 per contract. And guys, with the SPY and the Apple trade, those Roblox and UAL losers are out of mind right at this time, guys. So fantastic way to recapitalize on some of the trend and make some money that we lost from previous trades. And I put you guys up on game on this trade last week, and we went ahead and closed out today for profit, guys. I told you GS had that investigation, and there was going to be that downtrending pressure that took us straight to the bank. That gave us that plus $95 per contract. Guys, fantastic trade right there. And who says I don't put you guys on game for cheap? Man, check out this trade. We entered at $27 and rode this all the way to 166. Guys, that's way more than a 5X right there, and we went ahead and took it straight to the bank for profit. And that's $139 per contract, baby. How about Twillo, man? We rode this like a dang bull rider and ended up banking $62 per contract. Guys, we were on fire today. And how about Tesla? Well, we crushed it. Bullseye, baby. 215 to 518 netted us $303 per contract. Guys, can you hear the money coming in? Cha-ching, cha-ching. So for the day, all said and done. All right, we took $88 in losses. We gained $14.25 in wins. The difference is $1,337 net profit. Doing that happy dance straight to the bank. Now, guys, the assumption is you at least did one trade per signal near or at my entry and exit points. If you guys did multiple contracts, your total would be higher. $100 to $1,000 per day is possible with Traders War Room. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, guys, and I lead by example. With so many ways to win, quit wasting money that's not making money. Stocks I like for trades. Earnings season starting to pick up, y'all. Time to make some good money off of volatility on certain stocks. Here's your top trending stocks, and we'll cover some of these and a few other ones once we get into the stock chart section here in a moment. For right now, these are the ones that really got my attention. And one of the main reasons why these have my attention is because they're liquid and they're volatile and they make dramatic shifts, especially when they get bullish or bearish sentiment on them. So these are the ones that can give us the best bang for our buck. All right, so let's talk about SPY. Man, SPY absolutely took off like a rocket today. Cooled down a little bit towards midday, which is fine. You know, we had still some good volume and some tight pressure. So I do like this for continuation to the upside. I'd like for this to see and try to test the 402 area again. So I got some triggers, anything above 401.87, 402, we're going to have to look at and respect the trend and think possibly of going long, at least until we hit another resistance point. But if we start backtracking below that 399 area, maybe 398, we'll probably think that maybe we hit the rejection point and it's back down to retest some of those lower levels, 397, 395. AMD, man, this thing was a rocket ship today, and it looks good for continuation to the upside. So we're looking at anything above that $77 area as a push to the upside. And if we start to backtrack, anything below that $75, $74 range, and we need a good, solid closing before there, probably think that we're cooling down a little bit and come back to retest some of those lower levels. And with that, let's get into a free trade alert. I'm more so bullish on this one, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the call trigger, right? We're going to look at that $85 contract. We're going to push out to 17 February. Guys, what I like about this is the delta theta ratio is right, the volume is right, and we're looking for the mark around the 140 area. NVDA, kind of similar setup like AMD. If we get that top trigger, we got to respect the trend. But if we get that cool down area and there wasn't another gauge to put it in, I just kind of eyeballed this based off of the EMA line. We're going to go ahead and look at that trigger to the downside, anything below that 184.50, 184.25 area as potentially coming back down to reality at the bottom. Wayfair, man, did this come out of the grave? This thing looks like it got some good continuation to the upside. This used to be a really expensive stock, guys. So having this down here at this level is a discount, okay? I'm also all for getting shares on this as well. But if we're looking at options, we got the triggers, anything above that $59, $60 area, we're going to look to go long. And if we backtrack back towards the 55 area, we're going to look to go short. And like I said, this is probably the zone to start accumulating and nibbling in to a position on this. Now, this would be a long position. This is a long hold, but Wayfair is at a discount at this time. Shop, we're loving it. Thinking we get that continuation to the upside. We, just in case, we get both of the triggers, okay? We got our top trigger there at 44.16. We got our bottom trigger at 42.40. You guys know the deal with the triggers, right? We want to make sure that we close solidly above these trigger lines before we pull the trigger to go ahead and either hop into the trade or swing it. That doesn't mean we can't trade it, okay? If it's kind of bobbing in between and stuff like that, we ride off of the EMAs and we make good decisions on riding above the EMA lines or riding below the EMA lines, and we'll play calls or puts. But if we're looking for the swing trades, we need good, solid closings at the triggers. Boeing looks ripe to go ahead and peak up, guys. I'm liking this for a long position, so I'll be more looking towards the trigger at the top side on this one. So I'm going to be looking for Boeing, and in fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and put out another second free trade alert, guys. We don't do this very often, but I'm loving this trade, and I want to share this with you, so hopefully we can make some money. This is what I'm looking at Boeing, guys. If we get that top trigger, this is the trade I'm going into. We're pushing out till 17 February. We're going to go ahead and look at that 230 strike. Guys, I like the volume. I like the delta theta ratio. This is a little further out of the money, but the premiums are jacked on Boeing, so trying to reserve cost. You could definitely come inside the money a little bit. The 220 would be probably the best bang for your buck, but 230 is the one where we'll target as we got some time so we can allow for, some choppy waters and stuff like that. And I think that we make some money off of some bullish sentiment if our trigger pulls. I want you guys to pay attention to General Electrics. We like this one for a continuation to the upside. It does have earnings, so earnings will be a tell. And we're not getting into this before earnings, but we're going to see how earnings go, and then we're going to base our position off of that. But I do think we got a potential to go ahead and retest those highs and potentially break out here, especially if the earnings are decent. And American Airlines, guys, I'm liking this for a push to the upside. I think American Airlines is going to do fairly well on some earnings, and they're going to have some pretty good forward guidance as far as trips are concerned. So this is a high probability setup for going to the long side in American Airlines, and premiums are pretty cheap. So staying close to at the money, in the money as much as you can afford. Definitely giving yourself some time, pushing out 2 weeks to a month. You'll be able to make some money on this trade. That's it, team. Don't forget, upcoming TWR classes. Our next class is up and ready for you to register. Join us on 5 February at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time and learn how to manage risk and control your emotions while trading. Team, this is the #1 reason why new traders fail. And I'm going to teach you guys everything I've learned since I got into this business in 2005. Register today at traderswarroom.com/upcoming classes, or go to the description and the links are all right there for you to click. $15 gets you a seat, and every purchase gets a recorded copy. Guys, I will see you in class, and be ready to learn. Make the market bend the knee in 2023. Join TWR and bow to no one. The link is in the description or on the website at traderswarroom.com. Let's go to war.
I'm on it. Hey, you know I'm on that though, man. Y'all, come join it. In the Traders War Room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose.